ear protection area. Oh man. This little fuckwad behind there is pissing me off. I'm gonna walk over him. His gun can't do anything to me. Fucker. No. Absolutely not. I'm not leaving this fucking heavy guard behind, no way. Oh, well, dude, no! No!
Once the pilot has left this unit, pilot is solely responsible for pilot's health. No insurance is valid.
That was cool. Pack of smokes afterwards. Ah, that's how you're fucking gonna machine rampage. Space Cowboy. Boldly go as many smokers have gone before. That's some kind of Shatner reference there. Can you get up here? You can. More. Candy candy. Keep within reach of children. Speaking of fucking kids smoking, I actually read a news article recently that was, there's some school, I can't remember where it was, but it was in England, some school, and it was for basically, like, bastards. You know, like, not to be mean or that, but, you know, like, the real fucking, you know, the kids that you don't really want mixing with other kids and stuff like that, the ones that have been expelled and all the kind of shit. And to stop the kids from truanting, they'd actually allowed the kids to take the cigarettes off the kids at the beginning of the day. This is like 11 to 14-year-olds, by the way. They'd take the cigs off the kids at the beginning of the day, and then the staff would give them back at the first break of the day to have 10 minutes to smoke, and then at dinner time to have dinner time to smoke, to encourage them to come into school rather than skive off and smoke. It's like, oh, if I can't smoke, I'm not going to school kind of shit. That's been changed, though. There's a new headmaster or something like that, and they revoked the rule, but... I mean, like... Is that really the lesser of two evils? You know, like, well, better to have them smoke and show up to school than what it is to have them, like, skive off to smoke? I ain't gonna have an opinion on that, you know? I ain't gonna have an opinion on that. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying that's the story that I read recently. We need to get back in Navy Guard then. Get back in Navy Guard? What the fuck? No! Oh, behind. Oh, two of them. Fucking hell. I like how the other guy give me one final warning. Oh, slow motion run.
Come on, prisoner. Give up.
Reddick, get in.
Was it Johnson's gonna save him? No way, man. Saying that they did have a bit of an alliance in Pitch Black, but this is before that.
How's the back?
It's been better. I'm taking you to another slam, Reddick. We're getting out of Butcher Bay together. That'll teach Hoxley to fuck with me.
Now you're learning, Johns.
I even stiffed the bastard on the med fees. And you know the drill.
Is we just gonna let you? Take him fucking, oh yeah, just take me back to prison, why not? Or, how about no?
Let's play.
Let's play?
The better killer.
Sounds like a good game. Who's the better killer? I think I do alright in that game. Oh. Thought it were gonna actually go in there. As if he crashed it back in there, what the fuck?
I guess you wanted John's dead, not alive.
Reddick.
What do you give me for him anyway, Hoxie?
work a deal, Riddick. John's for you. Straight up. Anything, anything. Just tell me what you want, Riddick, and I'll make it happen.
I wanted to be left alone.
Let me give you some advice, Riddick. When you make a threat, be prepared to back it up. I'll give you a lot.
I thought you were growing there. Like Mecha Hoxie. This isn't working. Oh, minigun! No way! Awesome! Fuck, can they stealth? I have no idea where these motherfuckers are. Don't mess with my heavy, man. I'll keep this motherfucker spun up. That's fucking right. You know, see my TF2 heavy. I'll jump round those fucking corners spinning up that fucking barrel. No problem. Back down you come. In your safe box.
But now, Riddick, there must be something.
The codes to your ship.
Shit, Riddick, you wouldn't.
Wouldn't what? What wouldn't I do, Hoxie?
Oh, of course. The codes are in my desk. And.
Can you walk, Johns?
Yeah, I think so.
Run?
Maybe. But I wouldn't try to find out.
Good. How's your eyesight?
Converge on the warden's office. We have a hostage situation.
If you got a clean shot at Riddick, take it!
Rick Escott and Johnzo. We shot the warden. Quite literally shot the sheriff.
Statistically, takeoffs are the most dangerous.
No shit. I thought you said landings were.
Yeah. Guess it depends.
Subs were behind then.
The control.
Still there. Accomplishment complete. I'm about to say, surely that's like the end, you know, considering it doesn't seem like we're on Butcher Bay anymore. That was really, really fucking good. I can't believe there was only about 2 hours left from where I left off before. I didn't realise it was that near the end. I didn't know. I had no idea. Damn, I should have done that all in one. It didn't matter anyway. It only took me like, what, 10-15 minutes to reacclimatise, so that's not too bad. It's in the past. That was really fucking good, though. Really good. First-person gaming excellence. Nice mix of stealth and action in equal parts, pretty much. I mean, I think it was meant to be a bit more stealth than what I actually did. But, you know, game lets you kind of do what you want. Ideally, at some point, you're supposed to be more stealthy and, you know... But you don't have to, except in a few bits from what I remember, but... It was nicely done, though. Seemed alright, you know, like... When you didn't think you could be seen, you couldn't be seen. So the stealth mechanics seemed fine. It didn't seem too peculiar. I've seen much more peculiar anyway. Like I say, for such an old-looking game, it looked fantastic. For an old game, like, bear in mind, this is like pre-Doom 3 from what I remember and shit like that. Like, it's pretty damn old. And that looks like on Doom 3 kind of level, didn't it? The lighting was great. Very good lighting. Like I said, it's excellent balance of like stealth and action. Instead of just like throwing turrets to use it, yeah, it actually like let you be a walking turret, like put you inside of a fucking walker type thing. That's awesome. That's way more satisfying than any turret you can give turrets like 14 miniguns and 20 rocket launchers. It will never be more satisfying than walking around in something like that. That heavy guard and the robot that was walking around before, that was just fucking satisfying as shit. Very, very good. I didn't complete many quests though, did I? I apologise, but you know, like, it seemed like, I don't know, maybe you're supposed to do them in that area, or maybe you were supposed to go to the next area and then come back and hand them in or something, but, like I say, apologies, that went over my head, did that. It doesn't like I missed out too many. I didn't get that guy's red tube, and I don't think I killed all those blue guys this some guy wanted. Oh, the shit, Claire just shit me up. Fuck me, I didn't hear it coming at all, which is rare. But yeah, Vin Diesel did a damn good job there. Some people said, oh, he sounds a bit like he's not really trying. I don't know, considering he wanted to like do these games and shit like that. There were his ideas from what I know. That, I don't know, he seemed fine to me. He did his job. He's meant to be all like, it's Riddick in this. So it did fine to me. Like I said, sounded great. The Metal Gear Solid music, can't fault that. Looked great. Played great. A nice... Like, even just the first-person side of shit, like, you had quite a lot of different options to do, like stealthing up and snapping people's necks, or beating the shit out of them, doing, like, a pseudo parry, and, like, grabbing all the gun and shooting them in the head and stuff. Screwdriver, scalpels. The shotgun was very nice. The assault rifles weren't too bad. The pistol was excellent. Very good. A minigun at the end, oh, it knows how to please me. It knows how to fucking please me. It was a bit easy, though. Bit easy with that minigun bit, you know, but stand there and tank them and beat the shit out of them, but fair enough. It was satisfying. The cutscenes and the acting was great. I mean, a bit of exhibit in there and all kinds of shit. Had this nice kind of freedom as well, like, in certain areas you could go about it different ways, like, I mean, it went over my head. It seems like something that you could appreciate on a second playthrough. And you could go through different routes to do stuff, like the stealthier way, or the more actiony way, or... If you had the, you could go the stealthy way if you had like the vent tool and stuff. I think what I ended up doing is going the stealthy way and then going the action way and then getting lost and going back through the stealthy way and getting lost again and end up in the action way. I just got fucking lost. But I appreciate that it let you like certain bits allowed you to open out a little bit and you know choose a certain path to do. And ideally, you weren't supposed to get lost and end up redoing both paths. But you know, I'm trying to think of anything negative to say about it. I mean, you couldn't quick save, but, you know, the checkpoints were pretty generous. There was a lot of checkpoints, and the difficulty isn't that high. So, it seemed fair enough to me. What's the cat doing? Cat was pissing around there. You heard that as well, didn't you, Haye? What was that? I don't know. What are you looking at? Who knows? If you find something higher, let me know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of something negative to say now. I don't think you can really bitch out lack of quick saving when the checkpoints were so generous. So what could you... What would be negative about it? Oh, I bet it was clear upstairs, wasn't it? It was clear upstairs, stupid cat, making me think it's something else. What... I always like to be fair. I always like to try give like an opinion and like, you know, fair criticism of the game. And like I say, I always like to weigh up the good and the bad and then come up with a decent opinion in the end. And like I say, plenty of good things to say. I ain't struggling to find good things to say, but you know, I don't want to dig too deep. Like you're literally just like scraping the bottom of the barrel, clutching at straws. Just trying to find something bad to say about it. It's not like I want to say something bad about it, but, you know, just trying to be fairly critical, you know? And what would be a negative point to it? I guess you could say the stealth bits weren't enforced to be stealthed. You could, like, I mean, I accidentally just blew through a lot of stealth bits without even realising there were stealth bits, but... I mean, to be fair, I mean, it's Riddick. It's not like it's counter-character. I mean, he's predatory. And there's bits where you... I mean, bits that I were, like, stalking around and, you know, like, stealthing around and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's also a fucking brew, innit? You can just breeze through a lot of shit. I don't think he can get shot quite as much as what I got him shot, but still. So I guess you could say the stealth bits could have been enforced a bit more, like, you know, maybe the damage you take could have been higher. So stealth would have been more needed. Not just appealing to conserve health and stuff like that, but more appealing, like, shit, yeah, I really want to do it that way. Because otherwise I'm just going to get fucked. So maybe the stealth could have been more appealing if they'd increase the damage that you take. But I've got to be honest, the damage you take sometimes was pretty high. It was only near the back end, literally that last couple of hours of playing, that felt like I could run past shit, you know, like the robots and stuff like that. It felt like I could run past them because I had that extra 3 or 4 bricks of health. So I don't know, I think it's clutching at straws. I think it's clutching at straws. I mean, what difficulty did I put it on? Like, was it normal, or was it just one above normal? I'm not sure. Might be one above normal. Oh, it's the Metal Gear music. A lot of people worked on this game, my god. A lot of people worked on this. Susan Rude. Susan with a Z. I don't think I've ever heard of a Susan spelt with a Z before. But yeah, I gotta be honest. As a fan of the... A very special thanks to Vin Diesel, no doubt. As a fan of the Riddick series, the films and stuff like that, I thought that was great. I thought that fitted in really nicely with the films, tied in very nicely. And definitely happy to have played that, considering how many times I've seen all the films and stuff like that. I was glad to have played that, and I did that into the list of Riddick shit that I've seen or done. So as a fan of the Riddick stuff, quite happy with that, very happy with that. As a fan of FPS games overall, that was also very good. Even if you weren't a fan of the Riddick series or you'd not seen it, that seemed absolutely fine as a standalone first-person game. Whether you'd seen the Riddick shit or not, seemed very good. Certainly if I'd not watched any of the Riddick films and then I played that, I would have been like, oh, I don't get none of this, or, oh, no. You don't need to get none of this. It's a good first-person game experience regardless. So yeah, you can't even say, oh, well, if you've not watched the films, you know, I guess you've got to, like, deduct a little bit. It's like, it wasn't exactly laden with, you know, like, references to Pitch Black or anything like that, or, like, oh, well, yeah, Pitch Black, nod, nod, wink, wink, and stuff like that. It's like, there were a few bits here and there, but nothing major. You know, you didn't have to have seen Pitch Black to have got that. It's like, oh, I didn't watch Pitch Black, so I don't know what's going on with this. It's like, really? There's no. So you can't even reduce score based on that neither. I gotta be honest. I thought that was fucking excellent, and I don't think there's any need to clutch at straws to find anything negative with it. It was great. Really enjoyed that. Like I say, if I'd have known it'd only been a couple of hours more than what I was up to, I'd have fucking finished it that day. I didn't realise it was that close. I thought it was at least like 4 hours away. So I guess you could say it ended sooner than I expected, but I don't think it was short, was it? How many parts of Riddick? Oh no, it might have been short actually. How many parts of Riddick did I have on YouTube at the moment? Like, I don't know. Maybe 4 hours on YouTube at the moment when I recorded this, and then there's probably about another 5 here. So maybe about 6.5 hours. No, that can't be right. No, no, I don't think there's any more than, including what I've got on my hard drive as well. There must be about at most 4.5 hours plus this 2.5 hours. So that's up to about 7 hours. So I guess you could say, oh look, Nolan North, Steve Blum as well. I guess you could say it's on the short side. I guess that would be. You see, it's I just like to be fair, you know. And I always say, like, when it comes to first-person games, I've always got a soft spot for first-person games. I do. So you always got to take my opinion with a pinch of salt. But I like to be fair on both ends of the spectrum. And I guess you could say that was on the short side. So yeah, I guess it was. I felt a bit dumb, like, you know, like, oh my god, there's only 2 hours left. So what the fuck, man? But in my defense, I'd only recorded like 4 hours ish, give or take. So in my defense, what you're to expect, you're probably to expect at least another 4 hours. At least 4 hours, maybe even 6. So, you know, that's not something you just literally just bang out in the course of an hour, obviously, because it's like 4 or 5 or 6 hours at least. So I guess you could voice a genuine concern about the length. However, to be fair, as some people will probably point out, I didn't finish all those quests in the mines. You know, there was probably about, what, 3, 4 quests that needed doing? Now, I don't know how long they'd take to do. Say if I knew what I was doing and I went and looked around a bit more. But I looked around, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But say, even if you say, I mean, they could have added on an extra hour, maybe. I don't know. Let me know roughly how long you think those quests would have added up to. Like, even if you could say, like, an hour and a half. It's still an 8.5. I guess if you did the quest first time blind and you didn't know what you were doing, it might have added on an extra hour and a half. So you could be up to maybe about 8 hours. So I guess that's fair enough, innit? Some people would say, no, 8 hours is not right for a single-player game. It's like, depends on the game. You know, is 8 hours of streamlined, actually fun content? I would consider that to be better than 14, 15 hours of extended content, you know. My god, a lot of people worked on this game. You know, I hate it when, like, don't get me wrong, I think generally games should be a bit longer than 8 hours. But I would say an 8-hour game that's streamlined and not boring is better than a 12, 14-hour game where they've gone, well, let's just throw an extra 6 waves of enemies here and an extra 4 waves here, and let's just slow you down here with dialogue that's just useless. Useless direct dialogue. Not very good to the story, not very interesting. Let's just, like, drone on and drag it out, and here you go, here's an extra 4 hours added onto the game. There you go, it's over 10 hours, we win. You know, our game is better than an 8-hour game now, innit? And it's like, no, not really. I'd rather be entertained for a lesser duration of time than be bored over a long period. You know, there's so many games. The meat of the game is great. It's almost like filler, innit? Like, so many enemies. The enemy core is fantastic. The filler is the worst thing ever conceived. I would like to find the person that invented filler and punch them in the fucking mouth. I hate filler. Everybody hates filler. It's not like I'm saying anything unique. So, I thought you'd have liked filler OTG. Would it? Fuck. Nobody likes that shit. Nobody likes that shit. Not me, not you, and you didn't see this at the beginning.
Begins in the dark.
So I may as well play this for you now.
Ghosts just flail around in the blackness, searching for their destiny.
Some people wanted to see it, so here you go.
Darkness, for me, is where I shine.
Or spoilers for incoming. Well, I'm not telling you a time. It happens when it happens, but spoilers for when it gets around to Assault on Dark Athena. Not really spoilers, is it? I don't think it'd spoil anything. Oh, so you get bigger guns in next game. Oh, heavy guard.
In the end, everybody bleeds the same.
Pretty good little intro there. It's a fucking rocking pack, really. Rocking pack overall, getting Assault on Dark Athena and Escape from Butcher Bay in the same pack. The only problem with it was the Targus DRM on it. And that's why it's not on Steam anymore. Some people said to me, it's like, hey, it's not on Steam, I can't see it on Steam anywhere. It's like, but I could have sworn you said that you had it on Steam. It's like, I do have it on Steam. But I got it back years ago. and you can't buy it nowadays because I think there's something to do with the Targus DRM where if you didn't activate it back then, you can't activate it now. I don't know I don't know if that's the exact deal. That's just what I read off the forums, and that's why you can't buy it through Steam anymore. But as people said in the comments, you can. No, dude, not again. You can get it on Good Old Games, and I think you can get it through Amazon as well, actually. So you can probably just buy physical copies of it, or you can get it on Good Old Games. So it is still available. It's not like you can't get it no more. You can, and I would recommend doing so. 2004. There you go. So the game is almost 10 years old, and still looked pretty damn good, in my opinion. I think that looks pretty damn good. I'm curious to see how Assault on Dark Athena looks, seeing as though that's only 4 years old. I suspect it uses the same engine, so it probably won't look that much better, but who the fuck knows? I'd investigated Escape from Butcher Bay many moons ago, whereas I've never actually loaded Assault on Dark Athena. Is there anything different on here now? Starting a new game will delete all your saves from the selected campaign, including your last checkpoint. Are you sure? No! No! But that was excellent. That really was, guys. I mean, as like I say, other than the length, which, to be honest, if I'd have completed the missions, would have been an average length game. And at any point was I like, this is dragging on a bit, innit? Dragging on a little bit here. It's like, no. At no point was I bored with that. Absolutely not, at any point. Not that I can remember ever saying or feeling anyway. That was entertaining from start to finish. So, no, I don't think you can really complain about the length too much. Not really. And certainly as a package where you get an Assault on Dark Athena with the included Escape from Butcher Bay, as a package overall, I bet you cannot complain. Even if Assault on Dark Athena is 6 hours long, this package, if you say Escape from Butcher Bay was 6 or 7 hours, call it 7, and Assault on Dark Athena's another 7, 14 hours. And you can probably get this for a budget price now. So, no, as a package overall, you're getting your money's worth on this one. Very recommended, guys, very recommended. And I do have plans to do Assault on Dark Athena soon, but I have learnt my lesson over the years, and I never say a time anymore. So, it happens when it happens. But you can tell, I love the fucking Riddick series, so I would expect it sooner than later, but it happens when it happens. You'll see it when you see it. I know people hate that shit, and me too, but it's better than saying, oh, next week, and then it doesn't, you know, so you'll see it when you see it, guys, but like I say, sooner than later, because that was very, very fucking good, and it doesn't seem like the games are massively long neither, so we're going to get that done at some point, definitely, definitely. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you, dudes!